Well, g'day there everyone. I just thought I'd do a quick little intro into my two-night camping trip down here. It's early morning. I came in last night quite late, and it was still a little bit of daylight, but the time I got a fire going and set up the bedroll and whatnot, it was dark by then, so I didn't do any videoing last night, but it's probably about 7 o'clock this morning, and to be honest, it was a pretty rough night. I'm using a little foam mattress that I picked up that I used to use, a very similar style when I was younger, but yeah, I just don't think I can handle it anymore, and wasn't a very comfortable sleep at all. So I'm going to head up the ridge later on and see if I can find some bracken or something to put under the mattress to soften it up a little bit for tonight. Yeah, we're in the middle of autumn here, so things are supposed to be cooling down a little bit, but yesterday was 31 degrees, that's Celsius, and I think we're going to get much the same today, so we'll see how we go. But anyway, yeah, I'll give you a little bit of a pan around with the camera a bit later on, and you can see where I'm at. Obviously I'm camped up in this little bit of a wind eroded cave here, and we've got a nice little fire area set up. This is a regular spot of mine. I try and get down here as often as I can. We're right on a creek. There's a good body of water here. It's full of little perch and some bigger eels in there as well, so we might even try and catch something a bit later on. You'll have to excuse me if I'm a little bit croaky, and I've got a bit of a cold, and I probably shouldn't have come down, but I postponed the last few trips down here. I was just a bit over not getting down here, so I forced myself to come down here, so we'll see how we fare up. But anyway, I'm going to finish his coffee and do a few camp chores, and I'll take the camera along and see what we can catch. Well, this is what I camped along basically. It's a little creek system here. A beautiful little spot. The water's quite deep. I can't stand up out in the middle there, so it's not a bad volume of water in there. We've got a little bit of a sandbank here, and up there you can see my very messy little camp area. I was watching a video by I think it was Funky Prepper over in the UK, and he was saying how you should, get your stuff together basically, and keep it all packed up and tidy, and I thought I'd try and do a little bit of that this trip, but yeah, it didn't work out that way. I've just got stuff scattered everywhere, so I'm going to go and do a little bit of work on that, but I just thought I'd show you what we camped along here and give you a little bit of a shot of the creek system. Here's my bed system, if you want to call it that I slept on last night. There's my sleeping bag. That's the foam mattress I was talking about. It's just way too thin. It's ridiculous. It's I got it. It's lightweight. It's compact. I normally have a self-inflating mattress, but it's a bit bulkier, a bit heavier. So I thought if I could lose a few grams, it'd be worth it. But yeah, it's not happening. So, a ground sheet there is just a tarp, just a cheap and nasty tarp. They're lightweight. It's durable enough. All it really does is just keep the moisture from coming through, and yeah, just provide a little bit of area to spread your gear out on. The pillow's just this little stuff sack that my wife made for me that I keep my trangie stove in. I just put some clothes in there and use that as a pillow. But anyway, we're going to do some modifications to that soon. We're going to get something underneath, some bracken, some foliage, or something underneath the ground sheet there to help cushion up that foam mattress. And yeah, next time I'll be bringing the self-inflating again, I think. But anyway, there it is. I've just been up the ridge collecting some firewood. It's a fair hike up there to find anything decent, but there's some good bits and pieces in there, so I'll go through and process it now. I wanted to get it done before I got on to breakfast, just because once that sun comes up I think it's just going to be too hot up here to be walking up the side of a mountain and dragging down firewood, but you can sort of get some idea of the sort of terrain that I'm in here. So certainly not the easiest of places to be collecting things, but I'll get cracking on this, and hopefully tonight we'll have a decent fire going. Okay, what I thought I'd do was gonna cook dinner, breakfast rather, but before I did that I just wanted to show what my cook set was. At the moment anyway, I'm thinking of swapping it up a little bit, but obviously it's the Trangi cooker, Metho cooker. It's an old school one. I couldn't tell you a model or anything like that. It's actually not mine. It belongs to my father-in-law, but I've told him he's not getting it back, and he nodded his head, so I think he's accepted that it's mine now. But here it is. It's pretty straightforward. I've used it obviously last night, but I just thought I'd fold it back up so you can see how it packs. Got your fry pan. I keep a little medicine cup in there to measure out the quantity of metho. I know that about 20 ml in the burner, or boil one of these little saucepans full of water. I've got the cut down pot gripper, just so it fits that better in there. I'll just grind it off the edge there. Scourer for washing up. I always carry these little things. They're just like little soup packets. You get in 2-minute noodles. They're good just to have on their own as a soup mix. There's a couple of boxes of matches in there. There's my cup and the burner, and that's how I know it's the old school burner, is because there's no snuff cap on it. It's just straight seal one, so you've got to wait for it to burn out, or you can drop it over and put it out upside down, not that way down, because of the rubber seal, you'll burn it. Then you've got your two 2 pans, and to set it up's pretty straightforward. A little bit of a wind deflection. You can angle it around just to get a better burn. Set on top. That burner goes in the middle. Fry pan can go on top. Or you can drop these down and set your saucepan in there. And if you're boiling water, just throw your fry pan over the top, and it'll cook a lot quicker, boil up a lot quicker. Anyway, I'm going to get some breakfast going. Looks like I got bacon and eggs for breakfast this morning, so I'm not doing it that tough. Anyway, we'll come back when it's all cooked. Fantastic. The Trangie, I think, being aluminium, certainly heats up and cooks a lot faster. I've heard people say they'd rather stainless steel, and I can see why, but you know, it does the job. It's lightweight, or lighter weight anyway, and yeah, it's fantastic. I was just having a little bit of a afternoon snooze there, and still feeling pretty crap from this cold. And yeah, all of a sudden it just started raining, and there's been thunder going on. So looks like the weather's certainly made a change. It was very sunny before. It was quite nice, just having a nap in the sun. But anyway, it's good to see a bit of rain. I don't think it's going to stick around, actually. I think it'll move on. So, I've thrown a line in as well. Dropped a bit of bacon this morning whilst making breakfast, so I thought rather than wipe it off and cook it like I normally would, I put it on a hook and thrown it in the creek and see if we can catch an eel. So we'll see what happens. Back on the Trangie. It's dinner. I've got some green vegetables I'm going to steam up as well, and there's my steak. I worked out with the burner you can close the outside ring over it, and it cooks a bit slower. So, I don't know if you can hear that thunder in the background there, but it's pretty impressive. I'm glad I got all my wood under cover early this morning. There's the wood supply for tonight's fire. It's all under cover in this cave, so we don't have to worry about that rain, which is great. Got some dead leaves in the background there, which is going to help to get this fire going, which we'll probably do pretty soon. Alright guys, I just sort of do a quick, start up a bit of a conversation actually about what everyone uses to process their firewood. I'll apologise for the lighting. It's ridiculous. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and this storm's just made everything really dark. Obviously the cloud cover, but this is what I normally use. It's just the folding saw. It's made by Barco. I believe from memory the model is PG72. I got it from Bunnings. It was about $30. They don't stock them anymore, of course. As soon as you find something good, you tend to have to grab a few of them because they stop stocking them. But anyway, that's what I normally use. Obviously it looks very much like the Laplander. I don't know how similar it is. I've never had a Laplander. That's what I use for processing firewood. Works great for cutting up smallish sort of logs. This trip I thought I'd try out a bow saw, so I picked up a cheap one with the thought of leaving it down here. But I've been using it, and I know they have a reputation for not cutting straight. They tend to cut off to the side, so you have to do a little bit more work, but they are more aggressive than this style of saw. But what I'm finding is the fire. I don't know if you can hear that thunder. It's just ridiculous. But what I'm finding with the saw is that the blades are jamming up as I'm cutting through the wood, and it just makes cutting it really hard, even on logs that aren't all that big. So I don't know how everyone uses the bow saw for processing firewood. I don't know if there's a better option out there for sawing bigger logs. I did notice the bow saw saws through green wood very well, very aggressively, very quickly, which would be great if you're trying to make something, you know, like a stretcher bed or something that requires lots of logs. But yeah, at the same time, the dead stuff, it just keeps jamming up, and it just makes the job a whole lot harder. So I've noticed the teeth aren't offset a lot, so I don't know if that's got something to do with it as well. I don't know, I think this storm, guys, I know I said I think it'd pass on, but let's see if I can get you around and have a look at what's going on here. I don't think it's going anywhere. Oh, I just go and grab the sleeping bag. I just had it hanging up under this little cage ledge here, and I don't know if you can see the water's just pouring down it. So it's just wet my sleeping bag a little. But anyway, yeah, getting back to the processing firewood. If anyone's got any ideas, maybe a better quality blade or even a brand of bow saw, if they've noticed that cutting through dead woods a lot more effective, I'd be interested to hear it. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go and try and get some stuff together a little bit and try and make tonight a little bit more enjoyable. I think I'll get the fire going a bit early tonight. We'll see how we go, but I'll bring the camera back once it's all going and I'm all set up for the night. getting just a little bit ridiculous. It's not a lot you can do. I'm not going to walk out on. Probably about 5k walk from home. So I'm fairly close, but you know, I'm under a little bit of cover here, even though it's starting to dribble in a bit. But I think I'll just sit here and wait it out. Holy crap! Bloody hell! That sounded close. Jeez, I tell you what, I just got the shivers then. That was really close. Given the weather, I decided to get the fire going a little bit earlier, just to try and boost the morale a little bit. Nothing fancy, just using a lighter today, no flint steel, nothing like that. No need to at the moment, so still, you know, it's good practice, but there's just no need to worry about it for the time being. I've just got some dead leaves under there. Tinder on top there, and we'll see how it goes. It did get a little bit damp, so not sure if that's going to catch or not. Might get under there a little bit more and get it going. There we go. That's a bit more like it. Well, that's well underway. That's going to be a good fire tonight. We've got plenty of wood, so we'll just let it coal up and just let it burn all night if we can. Well, it's just starting to get dark, so I just thought I'd stoke the fire up a little bit and get ready to make a soup on the trangie. The rain's moved on, as you can probably hear, and the thunder's gone, which is fantastic. I think I might even stake this fire up a bit bigger and enjoy the last few minutes before dark. Anyway, if nothing exciting happens during the night, I'll put the camera back on in the morning and get a last bit of footage before pack up and home time. Well, it's about 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm just having a cuppa in front of the fire before I start packing up. It was a much better night last night. Still got this cold, so it's just put a bit of a dampener on the trip. It's been a bit flat, but you know, it's still been good fun. I didn't catch anything, which I did hook something that ran under a rock ledge on the other side of the bank there, so there was no getting that out. But other than that, yeah, it's been quite interesting. We didn't have any more rain, which was good. Gave a few things to dry out. I've been sitting down with my little notebook and writing down some of the adjustments that I want to make to my kit for the next trip. So there should be a little bit of improvement there, hopefully. Anyway, just wanted to say actually a quick thanks to Funky Prepper. If you're into this sort of thing, then check his channel out, and he's got some really good videos in there, and I've picked up some great tips from it. And you know, I had my kit a little bit more organised yesterday, which was good. Right before that rain came in. Normally I have it just scattered everywhere, but having it a little bit more organised was a big help, and I got that from one of his videos, so there's plenty to be learnt, that's for sure. Anyway, I'm not really looking forward to the walk out, so I'm going to see if I can drag this fire on a little bit longer and enjoy the rest of this coffee. Thanks for coming along for the ride. It's my first YouTube video, so you know, I don't expect too much in the way of editing or anything like that really. Anyway, got to start somewhere, so hope you enjoyed it.